Hello everyone, back tuning into the 15th Christmas update. So, we did the 14th Christmas update a couple of nights ago, and it was a bit of a classic. It's the one you've been waiting for if you want cold and snowy weather. It was a very extreme update, the 14th update of the CFS V2 9-monthly forecast. We said that it was unlikely that we would see a progression like that in subsequent updates, and we'll see what the 15th update has to say, but I'll tell you now, I wouldn't be expecting to see anything as severe and snowy and cold as that classic 14th update. But we'll see what CFS is showing in a moment. For with that, just say about the ads. There's these articles on the pages, have a browse through widgets and click through the links. If there's any articles that you're interested in, you're going to be helping us to page website. Thanks very much for doing that. There's also video ads, most pages, which own up the content when you watch the close, but again, it does help the page website. And of course, Christmas Shop remains open, so if you've got any Christmas Shop to do at Amazon between now and Christmas, just click the green button that says Christmas Shop, takes you to our Christmas Shop page, and then from there, you click through the Amazon banners, go straight through to Amazon, because you've gone from this website to Amazon, where you get a review fee on the things that you are buying, and a big thank you to everybody for doing that. You've still got time to get Christmas presents out to you, but wouldn't leave it too much longer. We're into December now, so time is, of course, cracking on. So, just to tell you about the website, I have to assume that some people are watching this for the first time. So, the website we're using for the Christmas updates continues to be mitchellseal.fa. You can find the link to the website on the links page. We're using the 9-monthly forecast from the CFS V2 model, generated midday yesterday, the 1st of December. We always try and use the same run every time, so we can't be told off for cherry picking a particular scenario. So this is just the way they're coming out, and this was generated midday yesterday, the 1st of December. Won't be much longer now before we're moving on to the GFS model. We leave the CFS behind and we move on to the GFS, the shorter range model, as we begin to hone in on the pattern. I hope you understand that the updates we've been doing up to now and for the next couple of updates are really just for fun and entertainment. But in the sort of next week or so, we will start to move to the short range model, and then we will begin to, of course, get the actual forecast together for the Christmas period. It's a very important period, of course, people travelling around. So when we get to GFS, then it all starts getting a little bit more serious. So we'll start off on the 12th of December with the CFS V2. This is now within the time frame of the GFS itself, of course. So starting off with the 12th of December, and we've got a flat westerly flow here. We've got high pressure to the south, low pressure to the north, bringing showers across the country, and some of those could be a bit wintry across Scotland, but it isn't particularly cold air mass. Another low pressure runs through on the 13th. That looks quite stormy into the 14th. Risk of severe gales for Scotland. All very Atlantic driven here, going up towards the middle part of the month, with low pressure really dominating the weather, bringing showers or longer spells of rain, possibly some sleet or snow across Scotland in across the country. Going towards the 16th, it stays changeable. This low pressure is sinking down across the country. Just some colder air coming down with that, so showers could turn a bit wintry across Scotland, but otherwise, again, it's not a particularly cold scenario. So beyond the middle part of the month, we take that low pressure out into central parts of Europe and try and bring in some colder air from the east. We've got high pressure going up over Scandinavia. That's trying to turn winds into the east. This low pressure is coming up against this block of cold air across Scandinavia. And so what does this low pressure do? Well, it starts to move to the south. So it does turn colder on this update. We go from the 17th to the 18th, and that low pressure has moved down to the south of the country. We're pulling in colder air from the east, not desperately cold, but certainly colder there. Excuse me, and we might turn some of those showers wintry, maybe even a little bit more persistent wintry weather down across the south as this low pressure is slipping away to the south of us. Then it all turns very slack as we go through to the 19th, so this will bring some quite harsh overnight frost across the country within relatively cold air mass. Next low pressure is trying to come in off the Atlantic, and again this one is coming up against cold air. And what happens here is that the low pressure sort of stalls and sits to the southwest. So this could be rain or snow here as we're going from the 19th, 20th, 21st. It is being quite cold air. The low pressure's down to the southwest of us, so certainly risk of some wintry conditions there with that. So whilst this update isn't anywhere near as cold and snowy as the 14th update, it's still within that colder sort of scenario for the second half of December that we've been thinking about. We run up towards Christmas, so this takes us from the 22nd to 23rd, and the low pressure is slipping away to the south with high pressure building from the Atlantic through towards Scandinavia, still within cold conditions. So you will find risk of rain, sleet or snow easing away, but probably quite a lot of frost and maybe fog as we're running up towards Christmas. How does Christmas itself look? So this takes us through to Christmas Eve. And we've got high pressure building through the country and it's within cold air, so you would expect a lot of dry weather, but I think it'd be frosty, especially night and morning, and maybe cold enough still for a little bit of light rain or sleet, but it's mostly dry, cold and frosty there. And that takes us through to Christmas Day as well. It's how Christmas Day is looking on the 15th update. Again, high pressure is quite dominant, sitting just to the east of us. Cold air is through the country, and yes, we could certainly get night frost with that. Most frost could be quite substantial. And then Boxing Day, we start to move that high pressure away to the east, so it begins to turn a little bit more and settle out to the northwest, maybe some rain there, and slightly milder air beginning to push up from the south. Beyond that, we go through from Christmas to New Year and we start to re-establish the westerly. So it looks like it's turning milder here as we get through towards the period between Christmas and New Year. Not desperately unsettled though. High pressure is still very close to the country, so there'll be an ongoing risk of frost throughout the Christmas week, really. Just turns a little bit more unsettled in the north and west, and certainly still temperatures would be fairly disappointing, I think, fairly cold. New Year's Day looking like that, so it's more unsettled out to the north and west with some cloud and rain there, otherwise mostly dry, possibly still cold and frosty in the east. Then the first week of January we re-establish the westerlies, turns quite stormy and also turning wet and windy. Fairly cold temperatures as well. There will be wintry potential for the northern part of the country, probably more like rain down in the south. So quite clearly it's nowhere near as cold or snowy as the 14th update. That was a classic. We probably won't see anything as cold and snowy as that through the remainder of the updates. I'll be surprised if we do. But it's still sort of going with the idea that the second half of December is getting colder. There is some wintry potential in there at times. Christmas itself looks mostly dry, probably with a fair amount of frost and chilly weather as well. And then milder from the new year onwards into the start of January. We'll see what the 16th update has to say when we do that on Sunday. Not sure how many more of these updates we're doing with the CFS. It won't be many more, maybe another couple, maybe 3. But shortly we will be moving to the GFS, and then it will be time to hone in and nail down the actual pattern for the Christmas period. Right, that's all for now. Come back Sunday for the next instalment. Tomorrow we've got the December month-end broadcast. We shall also do weekend broadcast. And in the evening tomorrow, we've got the 6-month look ahead with the CanSIP, while it's CanSIP Saturday. So come back for that. But that's all for now, and thanks for watching.